Hello, Leo. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. How you doing, Leo? My fire family, I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. Leo, I am here to do a reading for you this week. We are looking at a 9-card draw this week because that's what's lighting up my brain this week. How are you, Leo? Thanks for stopping in here. If you're rolling up on all these shenanigans and you're brand new, I hope you will stay. We have a rather large Leo tribe here. And if you want to grow this tribe, Leo, please hit that thumbs up. It's all you. It's not me. You're sending it back to the algorithm, telling them that you like this programming. So if you do, please hit the thumbs up. And thanks for that. Leo, if you are interested in a private reading or if you're interested in an extended, I'm going to tell you about that at the end of this video if you want to stick around for that. So welcome if you're brand new. Hope you'll stay. And if you are the one that keeps coming back, the ride or die, thanks for doing that. Let's find out what's going on for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo. Tell me about Leo. I'm a Leo Jupiter, by the way. How about you? Tell me where it falls in your chart. Tell me about Leo. All right, we're starting off with the Empress energy. Why is that? We've got the 7 of Pentacles. So you've been growing. You've been spending your time nurturing the self and growing. Maybe nurturing your finances, nurturing maybe your corporate position or your career. But it does feel like whatever you've been doing is working, Leo, because it feels like you're really flourishing, that you're becoming either financially stable or energetically balanced. The Empress is, of course, Taurus and Libra, which both indicate stability and balance. So it feels like you are, it's also abundance, right? And so everything that the Empress touches, it grows. You give the Empress a seed, she'll grow a garden. You give the Empress a seed, she'll grow a baby, right? So whether you are the feminine or the masculine, I feel like you're growing. It feels like you are, the 7 of Pentacles here is you're growing with intention, though, which is really beautiful. That it was your intention to do this and it's working. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. So there is an idea or an energetic something or other that you planted back there. And I feel like because you've been nurturing it and it's been growing roots, really taking root here, it feels like you're about to see the fruits of your labor, because we do see this 7 Pentacles. And, you know, it's like you've planted over and over and over again. And I think that you kept planting because you didn't think that it was rooting, but I think that it just took time, because there's 7 Pentacles here, right? And so I think that you kept, like, why isn't it rooting? Why isn't it rooting? You kept planting the seeds and planting the seeds. Well, understand, I think that you've overplanted the crop and now you're about to come across some sort of really big abundance here. I think that what you didn't notice is that every seed that you planted has been growing roots. And so every idea, every intention, whatever it is that the Ace of Pentacles is, it could be maybe you put out a bunch of resumes at the same time. It feels like everything comes back to you, everything all at once. Isn't there a movie called that? Yeah. Everything all at once is about to come back to you because you think that you kept planting the one seed over and over again, but in reality, there was more than one down there already. And they were just all growing together so they could grow into this one great big thing here that you have no idea is about to show up as Empress energy. We've got the 7 of Cups. We've got the Page of Wands, the center and the heart of the matter here. We've got the 7 of Wands. Yes, it does feel like that, Leo. It feels like you kept taking risks or taking chances. You kept saying, okay, well, if it doesn't work over in this plot, then I'm just going to till over here and I'm going to plant again. And I don't understand why it's not growing, but I'm going to get all the books. I'm going to get online. I'm going to talk to ChatGPT. I'm going to find out why whatever seed I've been planting is not growing. But because I think it was like you were confused. Maybe you're not a gardener. Maybe you're not a farmer. Like you just didn't have, you were confused by the, it feels like you were trying to grow it with emotion. You were like, but if I cry enough, if I throw enough fits, if I have enough tantrums, if I scream at the universe and shake my fist, maybe something will grow. But I think what you really just needed to do is take a risk, be a little bit more lighthearted, relax just a little bit. But in the confusion, I'm just going to say that all of these pentacles that you've planted are coming to root all at the same time. You're going to have so much growing in the backyard that you're going to have an overabundance and not know what to do with it, because that's the Empress. The Empress, whatever you give the Empress will multiply. So the Seven of Wands is here, and I feel like you're in this energy of, come on, can't we do it? Can't we? Like, I've planted them all. I've read all the books. I've cried all the tears and watered them. It feels like you're like in this energy of, okay, well, maybe if I just meditate, maybe if I just pray hard enough for it, it's going to show up. But I think that the intention was always there, understand, Leo. I think that the intention of the universe was to give you what you are supposed to be blessed with, but I feel like the intention was also that it comes in divine timing. Just because you shake your fist at the universe and throw little emotional tantrums here, it doesn't mean it's going to come any quicker. It means that you just have to be patient. You have to be patient and take care of yourself and meditate. And after you planted the seed that you planted, all you really had to do was just turn your back toward it and take care of yourself. I think you did that because the Empress is here. So I feel like you finally just said, look, maybe I'm just not a gardener. I'm just going to leave it out there, and I'm just going to take care of me, because now I feel terrible about failing at being a gardener. And I don't think you failed at all. I just think that you didn't know the process and you didn't understand divine timing. And I think that something is coming in divine timing here, Leo. We've got the Lovers in reverse. We've got the Ace of Wands. And we've got the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like for some of you, this scenario that I'm talking about could be about love. Maybe you've been waiting for the right person, the right time, the soulmate, and they haven't been showing up. That could have been one of the seeds you were planting. For some of you, it's an exciting, creative, passionate path. And by that creative, I mean like maybe you're a painter, maybe you're a writer, maybe you're a musician, and you just could not get the right gig. You couldn't get a gig. It feels like something here that you just realized is not for you. Like you told yourself, okay, well, maybe that's just not for me. Maybe I'm just not a gardener and it's not going to work out the way that I want it to. But the Four of Pentacles tells me you turn your back, or you hold back from it, or you're like, I'm not putting any more work into that. I'm not putting any more energy, time, or effort into that because it doesn't seem to be working for me. But it was working. It was working under the surface and behind the scenes. It was rooting. It had to take time to root. And you had planted so many pentacles. Look, they're all growing together, right? You had planted so many pentacles that it took time for them all to entangle, to come up as this one great big thing. And I think that this one great big thing is going to be financial stability, a brand new job. You're going to get the promotion. You're going to get the raise. Maybe you got a scratch ticket and you win $30. It feels like whatever this is here, that it brings knowledge, it brings wisdom. So the universe is, and I always tell people this as I'm doing private readings, a lot of people come to me and say, Elsie, when is that person coming? Give me a timeline. I want to know when they're going to be there. And I tell you that this is what it's about. It's about planting the seed and then taking the journey. Because the journey is what you need in order to get to the outcome. You can't have the outcome if you don't have the knowledge and the wisdom of the journey, Leo. And so I feel like that's what was going on here. That you didn't realize that you had to wait because you needed the wisdom. The wisdom is the Empress. The Empress is all of the queens, right? And all of the queens together bring the wisdom of the stability and the balance of the Empress. And so I feel like what you didn't realize, the part that you had counted out, you're like, okay, well, I have all the analytics. I know what I'm doing. I've got all the information that I gleaned from the internet. I've got all the YouTube videos, and this is what they say is supposed to happen. But the part you didn't realize was that the journey was going to be longer for you because you had other things that you had to complete along the way. We've got the Hermit energy. And the Four of Cups, you had to spend some time in Hermit energy. You had to find your light. I feel like there's somebody here who had to go through dark night of the soul, and that's something you didn't count on. And so it feels like what your ultimate goal was to be the Empress, to have the wisdom, to look good, to have the glow up, to have life be balanced, and to have things feel like they're restoring again for you. But what people don't realize is you're not just the Empress because you're a Libra or a Taurus. It takes a lot of wisdom and knowledge, and you're not a 20-year-old Empress. I'm sorry, you can argue in the comments if you want, but you're just not an Empress in your 20s. You're not. Feminine or masculine, right? Because Taurus is feminine and Libra is masculine. So you're not going to be an Empress in your 20s. You don't have enough knowledge about the world, about the things around you, and it's more likely in your mid 30s to mid 40s when you have a little bit of wisdom, time, energy, lessons under your belt. And I think that's something you didn't account for, was that you have to take the journey anyway. Just because you have all the knowledge, it's like people go to school and they get their master's or their bachelor or their doctorate, and they figure like they're supposed to start at the top of the food chain, and they can't. They have to start at the bottom. They have to take the journey all the way to the top. You just don't start out being Gabor Mate. You start out by being whoever you are at the bottom of, I've got to learn all of the things that Gabor knows in order to be at the top of my, Gabor Mate is somebody who is infamous or famous because of not only the knowledge he has as a spiritualist and a medical doctor, but also because he is somebody who's lived a lot of his life in wisdom. He's been through a lot of hardship. And so I think that that's the part you counted out, that there was going to be a lot of hardship between planting the seed and harvest. Tell me about the Empress. We've got the Two of Cups. We've got the Seven of Swords. So you counted it out. That's what it is. You counted out the Ten of Swords. You didn't know that there was going to be times when you were going to be betrayed and lied to and hurt. And people might steal things from you. And, you didn't realize the Seven of Swords was hiding the Ten of Swords. That in between the 7 and the 10 is 3. You didn't realize that you'd have to go through heartbreak, and that you would have to go through worry and disappointment, and all those things were all lessons that were added to you as wisdom. And that's how you get to be the Empress. The Two of Cups is here. Now, I know that if you're in a place right now in your life that it's complete and total shit, you're going to tell me I'm full of crap, and I don't really care because I'm giving you my wisdom. I'm the Empress. What happens with the Two of Cups here is that this Two of Cups here, when you start to look back at your life, when you get into this Empress energy and you start to look back in your life and you're like, oh, that's why that relationship didn't work. Now I understand. I understand why that person betrayed me. It gave me this part of the wisdom. I understand why I didn't get the job, why I didn't get the wife, why I didn't get the husband, why the marriage broke down. I realize all those things were preparing me to be in this Empress energy, because you can't get to be the Empress without the wisdom. So I feel like this Two of Cups, you start to realize that all the relationships, the bonds, the platonic or romantic relationships you had along the way, they were all building you to be the Empress. So these are all the seeds that you planted back there. And I feel like after nurturing of the self, that's when everything begins to flourish or come to light here. You start to see the fruits of your labor show up, and every single thing you planted in the backyard is about to show up at the same time. And it's showing up in the form of wisdom, of energy, of happiness, excitement, but also strife, and the independence of having to go it alone, doing it by myself, being the Lone Ranger. Leo, if I've ever seen a Lone Ranger, it's you. It's the lion. It's the one who is the leader no matter where they go, whether the pack is following or not. We've got the Tower here. You are about to come to the biggest realization of your life, that all of the Queen of Wands energy, or the chutzpah, all of the energy, all of the trials, the tribulations, all of the terrible things that happened to you, all came to this place of the higher self. They all built you the solid structure, the traditional life, the step forward, the place that you know where to go intuitively. It all built you to there for a reason. And it was that it is now time to flourish. It wasn't time to flourish in your 20s. Now you may be in your mid 40s, and now you're going to flourish. Maybe you're in your 50s or your 60s or your 90s. I don't know. But we're all on different timelines, and that's why you can't compare yourself to your neighbor or your friends. Because just when you're trying to figure it out and everything seems like it's lost and the illusion is here and you don't really know what's going on, I feel like you started like throwing around things in the dark. You started taking shots in the dark. And that's really what life is. You don't really know what you're doing some of the time, but it's time to be brave and move forward and send messages to the universe that I'm ready. I'm ready for the excitement. I'm ready to just throw my wand in the air, and wherever it lands, that's where I'm going to go. Like, this person is trusting in the universe, right? That the next destination is just going to be wherever the universe takes them. So I feel like the Seven of Wands tells me that you finally get to this place of building boundaries and blocking out the noise And that could mean maybe you leave your corporate job or you change your friend group. It feels like it's a lot of confusion, emotional confusion, but the tower is here and things begin to fall apart. But understand, as the plant or the tree or the bud is coming up through the mud, what happens? The mud falls away so to make room for the tree. And I think that's what's happening here, is that things have been falling away for you for a while, and it seems very random, like the Page of Wands. It seems like very random and risky, but it's actually not. It's forward momentum. 7 and the Page of Wands. It's forward momentum, whether it seems emotionally confusing to you or not. We've got Judgment, Temperance, and the Two of Swords. You start to realize, Leo, that all of the decisions that you made back there are now coming to a place of alchemy. That the Judgment is here to have you be reborn into a new cycle of your life. And look, we do have the eclipses. Eclipse season is here, and the 7th is the first lunar eclipse. And eclipses are expect the unexpected. Things that you didn't expect to end will end. Things you didn't expect to show up for you will show up for you. The Judgment card is here, which tells me that something that you had been putting off, ignoring, Judgment and the Tower. When we put off things, put them on the back burner, ignore them, turn our back to them, then all of a sudden the shift shows up. And I feel like the Judgment card is telling me here that the moment of alchemy shows up and confirms to you that all the decisions that you made back there have led you to this place of being the Empress, led you to this place of wisdom. Now the Lovers is in the reverse, and it feels like there is still some confusion about a decision that you made back here. It's like you start to see everything show up. Okay, well, I put in the resume, here comes the job. I started nurturing that friendship. Now I have a best friend. It feels like all of these things that have been showing up for you slowly, everything has shown up except for possibly the relationship. And it feels like, okay, so now that I've got my whole life back on track here, where is the Lovers? Like where is this last plant, the most important one that I planted? Where is it now? We've got the 6 of Pentacles. We've got the Strength card. We've got the Ace of Cups, and the universe continues to hold it back. You know why? Because I think that you are already engaging with the person who is your soulmate, and pulling the label off. Let's pull the label off and say the one, right? I would say whether they are karmic, soulmate, or twin flame, this person is somebody who is you are currently building a foundation with. The 6 of Pentacles is reciprocal energy. It feels like, Leo, there is somebody here that you're already engaging with, but you've been holding back from. And this is the person that is supposed to take you on the next adventure, which is to open the heart space. And I feel as though you have not been looking at this person as being the one. It feels like this is maybe someone that you are attracted to, or someone that you possibly were friends with benefits with. It feels like this is somebody who you don't suspect is the one. And it feels like this Ace of Wands tells me that there is a new path of passion opening up here, but one that you've been holding back from. It does feel like they could be another Leo possibly. Strength card is here, holding back from the Ace of Cups. The 6 of Pentacles is here. The universe is saying, no, you can't have it yet. You can't have it yet until you build a solid foundation, until you realize that you must be friends first, until you go slow, until there's some sort of reciprocal energy on both ends. That's when the Ace of Wands will be here. That's when the 4 of Pentacles will be here. So I feel like we should go into the extended and talk about the rest of this here, because there is a 4 of Wands here, which tells me that excitement, stability, maybe going to the next level might be showing up here. But we do have the 4 of Cups and the Hermit energy. We're going to talk about this revolution that's going on within you, because look, we're in this time, this historical time where Pluto is about to go out of bounds. And if you don't know what that means, please go see your favorite astrologer. But there's like a 28 or 30 degrees, and Pluto is going outside of the bounds of that. And there's only 2 other times that ever happened. And that is during the Civil War and during World War II. So we are literally in a time of revolution right now. And I feel like this 4 of Cups, the Hermit energy, is teaching you about spirituality. It's teaching you about how to feel around in the dark but not be scared of it, how to find your own light and get out of this comfort zone. So we're going to talk about, yes, it's good to have your emotions stable, but it's also good to have some excitement, fun, passion while you're doing it. So please look in the extended. The extended is in the pinned comment at the top. If you would like to go to the extended, you can purchase this one off, or you can come to the membership area if you would like to do that. And if you're interested in doing that, we are having between 7 and 9 p.m. today, we are having a live. We're going to give away some readings there and talk to each other and get face-to-face a little bit. So Leo, if you want a private reading, please, you can sign up. If you go to the link for Hypsee, you can sign up for a pre-recorded reading. I will record it and send it to you, or we can do it live if you like. Please look at my timetable. You can see when I'm going to be available. You'll get a discount just by booking ahead, and you can give me as many questions in the live readings as you can. I'm not doing that for the pre-recorded readings. The pre-recorded readings are at 1 or 3 questions. All right, I'm going to go for now. I'm going to be in the extended. If I see you there, great. If I don't, that's okay. This is where we part. I will see you again because I'll be back because I'm always back. Take care, Leo. Bye-bye.